but it's water in the morning, and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes. This how I hold my shoulders when I stop living rushed. I don't chase it, I make space for it. I come back to myself. That's a woman's glow, not loud, but you can feel it. That's a woman's glow.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to my channel. This channel is for my members. Oh, sorry, scratch that. This video I meant is for members only, and something a little special, a little educational when it comes to Junior, because we all love Junior, right? So I told y'all in my live that I would definitely be doing a video on Junior and why Junior have he does certain things as far as turning his head away from Chrisean when she tries to feed him things, such as whatever type of food or fake feeding him, whatever you want to call it. Um, we went over why he holds his hands, which is because of when he's overstimulated, of course. Um, but this video is more so about why Junior turns away and why Junior is unable to eat. We know why, but just a little bit more in depth. Just give a little extra, insight on what's going on with Junior. Um, so basically, that's what that video is. That's what this video is about. I appreciate my members that are members. I am so appreciative of y'all becoming members. I hope I gain more members. So I hope you like the video and share if you can, or put the word out so we can gain more members and grow our little member insight channel, part of the channel, and kick off some other things other than Junior. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nothing. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. Just get into other things to discuss. I mean, I just, I can't say it enough. I really do want to cover other subjects. I really do. But nonetheless, at this point, Junior is a highlight because his mother just refuses to get him the help that he needs. Unfortunately for him, and me being, not just a content creator, but the fact that I am very inquisitive, slash nosy. I just I just wanted to know, what is it that makes Junior turn his head when she comes towards him, and it's not just, trying to feed him things. I mean, he does it for lots of reasons. When it comes to her, for some reason, just any type of movement that she does, or laughter, or things that she says, certain things she say and the way she says it, Junior is very in tune, and it's kind of like a cue that he knows. It's like an alarm, a silent alarm that only he knows and picks up on, because only Junior goes through whatever he goes through when the cameras are off. So again, it's like he just knows when to turn his head. And I just want to know why, or how, really, more so how, being that Junior has vision impairment. Okay. So, with that being said, we're going to get off into that. We're going to get off into why Junior, bites, and but he doesn't bite on food. As he doesn't try to bite on food. I mean, it's not like he can't bite. Obviously, he has the capability of biting. So I just really want to know why is it that he is very comfortable with biting his hands, biting his mom's hands, biting her, period, wherever he can bite her. I thought it was out of frustration. It could be a little bit of both frustration and the fact that he's hungry, and we'll get into medical reasons why. Also, I wanted to point out, the drooling that, I don't know if anybody, if y'all have noticed that Junior does a little drooling, or has, I've noticed a lot, drooling around the mouth in certain videos that she shows. And I took that as, of course, another sign of either being hungry or having a seizure, the drooling. I just, just different little things that I noticed about Junior that I pay more attention to beyond what Chrisean doesn't do, and how she fake does and doesn't do, period, anything for Junior. And I just really wanted to know, how is it that this baby has been surviving up to this point, to be, perfectly frank. So we're going to get off into that. And again, hope you liked the video. And yeah, let's get started. Let's get started. There's no music. There's no, video. There's basically, this is just stuff that I put together, just for educational reasons. And I want to, hopefully I can blow it up to where you can see it and read it. So the first slide here, and I am going to have to move that so I can read all of it. Oh, okay, well, hopefully it'll get out the way at the bottom here when I get to that part. So, okay, so what causes Junior to turn away from feeding? Okay, so, or when he's, when she's trying to feed him or playing fake feed him. So it says a 2 to 3 year old partially blind toddler who is drooling and turns their head away during feeding is using highly functional non-visual sensory tracking and defensive motor reflexes to protect their airway or communicate discomfort. Okay. There is no secret that Junior is known to have sensory issues. We just don't know what all sensory, issues, I mean, sensory, issues that he has, and where all the sensory tactics apply, So that's what I wanted to know. Anyway, so it says, even without clear vision, toddlers rely heavily on their senses of hearing, smell, and touch to anticipate when an object, like a spoon, is approaching their face. The combination of excessive drooling and head turning points to several interconnected sensory I know I was going to do that. Anatomical and neurological mechanisms, okay? So basically, anatomy and neurological mechanisms. Number one, scent, I'm pretty sure the smell of her funk. Sound, the sound of her, wicked voice, probably to Junior, and air current tracking. Okay. Olfactory cues. A toddler's sense of smell is highly acute, meaning highly, minute, or cute, whichever one. They can easily detect the aroma of approaching food, which alerts them to its presence without needing to see it. We already know that food isn't really, presented to him on a regular, just on camera. So again, I think it's probably just, the smell of her just around him, and too close to him. He can just tell her. I can imagine her fingers alone probably smell like funk. I know she don't wash her hands after using the bathroom, most likely. It probably just smells like funky but this, who knows what the fuck it smells like, knowing her. I mean, um his auditory cues, which is hearing. They hear the scrape of a spoon against a bowl, the sound of a caregiver's footsteps, breathing, or verbalizations. And in this instance, I believe it's the verbalizations, meaning the verbal sound of Chrisean's, again, irritating, annoying voice when she is in his presence, which isn't very often. So therefore, and I'm sure whenever it is, he knows there's trouble. Whenever she's around, that means trouble. He has to keep his senses on high alert. Okay, just automatically kicks in. That's what I believe. And in the case of being fed, as it says that, for example, here comes a bite of food. So notice how she says, Chrisean, Here, you want this? Here, Papa. Here. See, that's a cue right there. Here, Papa. Things like that. That's a cue. Things like that is what he's used to. Anything, because she's repetitious. She's gonna say the exact same thing, the exact same way, and he has picked up on that. So that's what I mean by cues. Things he's picking up on where he's like, okay, here we go. Here she go with this bullshit, and let me get ready. So when she says certain things, the way she says it, the tone, the tone that she says it, that it just sets off his sensory alarms to say, okay, here, and that's what causes, him to turn his head. Just to be kind of clear for anyone that doesn't, that might not understand, if, whenever they see the video, other than my members that, my current members, y'all know. Anyways, prompting a defensive movement, just as I said. Shadows and airflow. Now, I found this to be very interesting. Partial blindness means they may still track shifts in lighting, looming shadows, or the subtle change in air currents as a hand or spoon moves towards their mouth. Ain't that something? And I believe it. I believe it. Because anything she does, it's not it's never careful, it's never nurturing, it's always aggressive. And Junior over time definitely has learned his mother and how she moves, I believe, in my opinion, once again, okay? So all these things has helped him to, be on defense when she pulls, certain stunts in front of the camera. Airway protection and swallowing issues. In other words, medical terms, dysphagia means the same thing. Choking prevention. Excessive drooling often indicates poor oral motor control or an inability to swallow saliva efficiently. Excuse me. If a toddler is already struggling to manage their own saliva, adding food possesses a direct threat to wait to this like and subscribe to their airway. Okay. Defensive reflex, turning the head, excuse me, is an instinctual bodily reflex to prevent choking, aspiration, or gagging when the mouth and throat are already overloaded with unswallowed liquid. And again, I don't know if y'all have noticed, there has been some videos to where Junior has drooled and she tried to hurry up. She does a little, that kind of plays with his bottom lip. I have noticed drooling coming off from his bottom lip when he goes off into that like daze. So yeah, that's what I said. It's either he does it when he's having one of those silent seizures, episodes. He could do it also when he's hungry. I mean, hell, let me be hungry enough as a grown ass woman and I smell some French fries or some, pass by a restaurant that got some good old food that I can smell in the air and I'm super hungry, ain't ate all day because I've been so busy. Shoot, how your mouth get the watering and I'm not going to start going so far as drooling, but, certain things you just set off. Just, set off your sensory alarms and things will just happen beyond your control, So, oral sensory aversion and pain association, which is fear of the unexpected. For a visually impaired child, being fed by someone else can feel invasive and unpredictable. Of course, especially being fed by his negligent, irresponsible, and no patience, aggressive, non-nurturing mammy. Okay? So of course, I'm glad he has the sensory, to and the sense to put up, have a defense mechanism. Because if he didn't, who knows what? I mean, I don't believe Junior would even still be here if that wasn't the case. Because who knows? I'm pretty sure she's tried to do all kind of things to make sure he choked. Just because she don't, she let him turn his head on the camera, I am willing. I definitely believe that she has tried to stuff food down his throat at some point in time that had him choking. And I believe it was the time that he had that respiratory sound as though he had that respiratory infection or had a cold when he was in that car. Okay, I think her trying to feed him set all that off. I do. I believe her trying to feed him something, thinking that she could do it, do it on camera, and did a trial run, off camera prior to streaming. And this was before she started streaming, on Kick or whatever. This is when she was still doing it with her phone, mind you. I believe that something she did, as far as tried to feed him probably mashed potatoes again or some type of oatmeal or anything, just anything that she thought that he could probably swallow, and it caused for him, it went off into his lungs, whether it been water or some type of liquid. I just don't know. I just think it was something that she did that caused him to have all that mucus and everything. I don't think Junior was sick. I think that she set something off by trying to force feed him, thinking that she could feed him on camera to try to prove to everybody that he has the capability of eating. I can see her doing something like that. And as we read on, you probably feel the same way, okay? But anyway, if they cannot precisely see the texture, temperature, or size of the food, they may experience sensory overload and physically reject the stimulus. Pain association. Conditions like painful teething, severe acid reflux, GERD, or an undiagnosed throat infection make swallowing painful. Well, we know it's not a throat infection. The toddler quickly links the incoming sensory cues of food with that physical pain, resulting in oral aversion response. Over responsive tactile reflexes, hypersensitivity. A child with an oral aversion may have hyper alert tactile boundaries around their face. The moment they feel the light touch of a napkin, a stray drop of food, or a caregiver's hand near their chin, it triggers an immediate automatic head turn to escape the sensation. Y'all hear that? Okay. And I have it big enough to where I feel free to screenshot it, you know, um, whatever you want to do. Okay. But yeah. And notice, I know y'all have noticed. I hate to say have y'all ever noticed, but because I know y'all have seen these things too. But some of y'all don't go so far as to look up what the hell Chrisean ass be doing, and you wait for us content creators to bring it to you as well. But nonetheless, whatever the case may be, notice how she always, like when she was sitting at the table and she, got the napkin and was, putting it over his face. I noticed she does that a lot. She likes to put stuff over his face when she was when they were at home, and she put the covers all over his head. I don't know. I don't know if she just does that to keep him from going into those zoned out modes, when he's having his silent seizure moments, or spasticity type of moments, or whatever the case may be, to thinking that that's going to bring him out of it. um or if she, I don't know why she does it, but um she doesn't know that that's triggering. That's what she obviously does not know, okay, in my opinion. But anyway, it says recommended next steps. Because chronic drooling and food refusal past age 2 can impact nutrition and respiration, it is highly recommended to consult a pediatrician, of course. They can provide referrals, of course, specialist professionals such as speech language, we already know that, or occupation, we've heard about that. All those things that, of course, we know can be, done, that we know that she's not going to do and has not done as of yet, and as far as we know, won't do, will not be doing, unfortunately. Okay. um let's move on. Again, feel free to screenshot. Here is oral motor tools to reduce drooling. Okay, now I don't feel like Junior really needs this, because it's not like he drools that much. I don't know if he does maybe when he's not on camera because it's not like he's on camera as much as his mama. But if that is the case, these are, uh, motor tools to reduce drooling. Okay. This is what the Vibe, Y True by Arc Therapeutic, device, um, horn, whistle kit. I don't know what Junior will be able to do with that. A Mayo Munchie, that could be a possibility, but I don't see him, allowing her to put this in his mouth. It would have to take somebody that he trusts. It damn sure wouldn't be her, unfortunately, being at that, she's his own mama. Bubbles, yeah, damn sure he wouldn't be able to do that. Not until he does A and B first. So this is more like a, shit, GF, I mean, elemental P area type, this is the AB, this is on down the line, if ever. And these bottom ones, yeah, none of those. But yeah, just some little, tools though for the droolers. And again, I don't think he Junior drools that much, but again, we don't know because we don't see him like that, just little spurts here and there. So who knows? Um, Here, when she was trying to feed him the broccoli, okay? Can you tell on this picture? Junior's not looking at that broccoli. He's not looking at that broccoli. He is not looking at that broccoli. He's looking in the direction, but he's not looking directly at the broccoli, okay? I think this is where what I just read comes in, to where the hand, probably at this point he could smell her stinking hand, or he could smell the food on her hands, because of course she started eating before she even started feeding him. So I'm pretty sure he smells whatever, the steak may have smelled like, or the shrimp or whatever she had on her plate that she started, chewing, gnawing down on before she even started feeding him. So at this point right here, this close range, I'm pretty sure he smells whatever's on her hands. Okay. He feels the air, the air, the airway has changed. The lighting, I don't know about the lighting because she's kind of low, so I don't see her like really crossing his eye area to where, it's kind of like a go dark and went over, you know what I'm saying, to give that like quick shadow, like something like flew past you. But I think right here is more so smell of the food, and most in her mouth, her verbal speech, with the here Chrisean, that right there, those are the cues. The smell of the food and her mouth, things that she say, is what alarms his sensories, or his sensory alarms, to turn his head. Hmm. Now, I found this to be quite odd. We made sure we got these little strange baby hairs in the front. And this is how you know that there's something very mental going on with his mama, because since she's been around, Blueface, and we all have seen him do the baby hairs, and she watches him too. And then she got a chance to see it up close and personal when he finally, gave her the opportunity to be in his presence, or him and hers. You know, we got the baby hairs going, and the baby hairs have all of a sudden become so important to her. But what happened to the rest of his head? You was making sure the rest of his hair was moisturized for a minute there after you heard, the internet talking about that. But you so tunnel vision and throw it off, all you could think about is blue, 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 all the way to what blue do. That you doing this, is that supposed to make him say, "Oh, she did the baby hairs like she liked my baby hair, so she did her son's." Like, is that supposed to gather his attention or something? I just be trying to get off into the mind of her, thought process, which I know I could never do, and really the hell don't want to. But just throwing a little shit out there, to try to figure out the scrambleness and the throw it off logic in her mind that she feels is logic and not. But anyway, yeah, the baby hairs and the rest of the hair looking a fool. I don't get that part, but hey, it's Krishan, so why are we surprised? And it's neither here nor there. It's not important. What's important is the fact that Junior will not eat no food when she comes his way with it. moving on. Okay, so here I wanted to know. Um, this is another part of him turning his head at his age. A partially blind toddler between 2 and 3 years old knows to turn their head during feeding by relying on highly developed compensatory, if I'm saying that right, senses and contextual environmental tracking. Because they have some residual vision, they combine partial visual fragments with auditory, tactile, and olfactory, which is your eyes signals to map out exactly when a spoon or piece of food is approaching. We said that, or as we read before. Auditory tracking and sound cues. Toddlers with visual impairments are exceptionally attuned to the auditory environment. Spoon clinking, the sound of a utensil scraping against a bowl or plate signals that food is being gathered. Footsteps and movement, the sound of a caregiver shifting weight, moving a chair, or stepping closer indicates an approach. Verbal narration, remember I said her voice. I think that's the number one key when it comes to him. That damn voice, whatever she says, I think that's the number one alert for Junior. Verbal narration. Caregivers often naturally speak to the child while feeding. Here comes some yogurt. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Chrisean, here, you want some? Just pay attention to the shit she be saying when she call herself fake feeding and we're trying to feed him. She already knows what he's going to do. And she already knows what to say to make sure he turns away. You know? So all that comes into play when she's online fake feeding or fake trying to feed him. That's why most of the time when she really wants to, eat and not be bothered with the little shit, she just puts him off the camera and pretend that she done reached over there. You know what I'm saying? Because she's so sorry that she don't even be wanting to keep up with the facade of giving the verbal cues. You know, she just like, okay, I don't feel like fucking trying to remember what to say to or worry about if he gonna turn his head, or not, or what he's gonna do. He might just zone out, and then I'll be looking crazy, talking about here and thinking he gonna turn his head, and he just gonna be staring in the, just staring. He probably already be staring, and it just, still like he does when he having the silent episode, and that's why she keep him off camera because she don't know, when they gonna hit, when it's gonna happen, when it's gonna show. So just all these types of things when it comes to her and how she uses this baby for content. It's just a damn shame. She'd rather go through all this and just, I mean, it would take less. I would think it would take less energy to try to keep up the facade than it would to just take him and get the damn help. I mean, but hey, this is what we dealing with. A rock hard ass fool. So it is what it is. But unfortunate for Junior, of course, y'all. Anyway, allowing the toddler to echolocate the source of her damn mouth, basically her voice. Okay, here. Olfactory and thermal sensations. Before a spoon ever touches the toddler's lips, their chemical and temperature senses tell them food is nearby. Scent identification. The distinct smell of the food intensifies as the spoon approaches their face, allowing them to track its distance. Now, this is what I find so um, interesting. How your sensories, your senses just really kick in when you're lacking big time in other, in another sense. Like if you can't hear, then your vision and your smell kick in, or your taste, and or if you can't see, what I'm saying. So if you can't see, then your hearing and all the other things, they enhance more so to compensate for what one of your senses don't have the capability of doing. I find that to be very interesting. I mean, it's just it's amazing how the body works. But anyway, um, heat radiance. Warm foods emit thermal signatures. The toddler can physically feel the warmth radiating toward their skin or lips, acting as a proximity sensor. Okay? That's that. Boy, that's something. That is something. Maximizing residual vision. Partially blind means the toddler still possesses some level of usable sight, shadows, and contrast. They can detect the shift in lighting, a moving shadow, just like when she put her when she said Chrisean, she put her hand up and he turned his head and like kind of run off. See, oh yes, that baby. I said that baby is smart, but it's his senses. His senses, they are just like just like very in tune, just overly in tune, just like really just enhanced, overly enhanced, to compensate for the lack thereof, what he doesn't have the capability of doing to the normal capacity. But yeah, or a change in contrast as a hand blocks light passing in front of their face. Okay. Now sometimes he be missing it because look how when she puts her hand over his face, the way she does all the time when his eyes be, sometimes he be so zoned out that he be missing that, that light being blocked. But he's going through something else. So that's how you know that he's having an episode because he don't even pick up on her hand coming towards his face for him to turn his head. You see? The difference in how he reacts in certain times and for certain reasons and what may be going on with him when things are taking place just in the short period of time that she shows him. But we're supposed to be dumb. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to research shit and find out what the hell it's all about. It's not so much as what you research. It's you have to ask the right questions, to get the right kind of answers that you're looking for. So, I mean, I firmly believe in that. Anyway, peripheral fields. A child with central vision a child with central vision loss might see a spoon moving in their peripheral vision, prompting them to turn their head to bring the object into their best remaining visual field. So he probably turns his head. When he turns his head, and he's like looking out the side of his eye. Maybe he's trying to see what it is. Once he turns his head and he kind of comes back and got his eye turned to the side. Maybe that's his way of being able to see, a little bit more of what the hell it is that she, trying to feed him or what she's coming towards him with. Who knows? Who knows? It's something to think about. I'll tell you that. Air pressure and airflow, which is tactile cues. Human skin is highly sensitive to shifts in air currents. Micro displacements. As a caregiver moves a hand or a large spoon toward the toddler's face, it subtly pushes a wave of air forward. Okay? Sensory awareness. Visually impaired children learn to notice these micro displacements of air on their cheeks or lips, signaling that an object is entering their personal space. Is that something? Predictable routine and intentional communication. Let me say that again. Predictable routine, Chrisean, and intentional communication. Chrisean, everything she does when it comes to Junior is, I'm pretty sure, to him, predictable routine, and he knows it is intentional communication when she does what she does to try to get the reactions that she wants to get out of him for the camera. Okay? At 2 to 3 years old, toddlers have cognitively mapped out the routine of meal times, fixed seating. Sitting in a high chair or at a specific spot on the table creates a strong spatial context, i.e., or a stroller, okay, all damn day, or in a playpen all damn day, or on the floor somewhere for however long, or stashed in a closet, allegedly, most likely, sometimes some possibility, allegedly. So, yeah, anything that's routine and intentional. Okay, intentional head turning. If the child is full or dislikes a particular texture, they will intentionally turn their head away as a refusal cue. Tracking the food's arrival via the sensory clues above to dodge it accurately. So, yes, the child just uses all these things above to detect the arrival of food when it comes his way. Okay, as far as the micro displacement of air on his cheeks or lips, um, as far as specific spots, where he has to sit for a long period of time and only get a damn bottle, and then you want to try to come at him with some real food or whatever the case. Yeah, in a routine and all that, he could just pick up on the difference when it's a change, instant change. So, and that's why I said Junior ain't crazy. He's smart. He's smart in other ways, and those are God given. These are God given gifts of detections. This is something that's not learned. This is something that's just God given. Okay, this is these types of, and it's not just for him. It's for all of us as human beings. This is for all of us as human beings. These are God's gifts. When you're lacking in one thing, then your other senses, your sensories or senses, they're they automatically enhance. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which I already knew that. I just didn't know to what capacity. You know, I just didn't know to what capacity and how it operates. You know. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to Junior, his biting. I wanted to know, how is it that Junior is able to bite on, his own hands, um, bite on his mother's hands, or bite on her shoulder. He been biting her, period. And who knows whatever else he bites on when he's at home. As far as he probably gets a hold of things at home and bite on him. He probably bites on his bottle, the nipple of his bottle. But Junior definitely knows how to bite. He has teeth and he knows how to bite. And she's made sure that she let that be known that he does know how to bite. So I wanted to know, why is it that he bites on his hands and whatnot, and other things other than food, is basically what I want to know. So let's get into why Junior bites on other everything, none other than food. Put it like that. And she probably does this right here, having her hands all on his mouth, nasty ass hands all up around his mouth and shit. Ain't washed them. Oh my goodness. Ain't no telling what type of germs Junior done and came across and indulged. Poor thing. He don't know no better. He don't know what the hell going on. He just don't know what's going on. Don't have a clue. Okay, so it says a partially blind toddler bites their hands instead of food due to sensory seeking behavior, reduced visual awareness of mealtime cues, and oral motor delays. Hand biting provides deep pressure input to soothe the nervous system, while lack of sight and swallowing weakness make actual food unappealing or difficult. Why hand biting happens? Sensory seeking. The child uses hand biting for self regulation and intense tactile feedback. She don't even know what the fuck that means. If she got any type of, professional um, advice, advisory, or professional, input, that teaching, then she would know when he does certain things, this is what he means and this is why he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? But she don't even go so far as even find out shit. If you don't want to take the baby, take him to the professionals, you can always call and ask questions, and they'll tell you. You know, RN will tell you. A lot of times RN knows, they know just as much as doctors, depending on how long they've been a nurse. Okay? Don't think just because they don't have MD behind their names. A RN that has been a nurse for many years, trust me, they know just as much as a doctor. Yeah, if and sometimes, well, I ain't gonna say more, but they know just as much as a doctor, just about as much as a doctor. Okay, but okay. So anyway, uh, oral motor weakness, chewing and swallowing food takes hard work and causes fatigue. Maybe that's why Junior, be sleepy all the time. But we know that's not the case because Junior ain't chewed nothing. Junior ain't swallowed no food either. We know that Junior most likely been, given some medication that make his ass sleep like he does. Allegedly. But anyway, vision loss. The child cannot see food on a plate or watch others eat to copy them. So when she's gulging down food, he can't see what the hell she doing. He don't know what she doing. He don't know what she doing. He don't even know to care to know. He don't even know to care about what she's doing because he's not familiar with what she's doing. It doesn't, what you don't know won't hurt you type of thing. It ain't bothering Junior because Junior don't know shit about what she's doing, and she likes that shit. That way she gets to you know, just throw down and don't even have to worry about Junior crying, begging, wanting some. She don't have to stop and try to really just really feed him because he can eat, you know what I'm saying, or clean his mouth because if he's feeding himself and getting it everywhere, she ain't got to worry about none of that. All she have to do is play like she feeding him. She know he gonna turn his head. All right, that's enough of you. And get on down, throwing down with her food, and then ignore him for the rest of the time. And he's sitting at the goddamn table because she don't even fuck with him no more. It's like he ain't even at the table no more. She get talking to the people that she's sitting at the table with, and Junior just be off to the side, just sitting there, just there. You know, I mean, she totally just turns off from him like he's not even there no more. Like he's not even sitting right next. And then I guess when she looks at the chat and they going off on her ass, then she takes the time to look over there and say a little bit more. Oh, okay, because the chat's talking, going off my head. Let me fake for my rock tards, That's exactly what she's doing, reading the chat, going off on her ass. And she'll do a little bit more. But because she is who she is, she can only fake the funk for so long. So she do a little bit, and then she goes right back to ignoring Junior's ass because she know Junior can't do shit about it. Junior ain't gonna do. I really wish Junior would, for once, just throw a stomp down damn nigga food tantrum when she's not holding him. Only time he throw a tantrum is when she holding him and he wants to get the hell away from her ass. I want Junior to throw a tantrum to where she can't get him to be quiet, and even if we can't see him, I wish he would just throw a tantrum, just start hollering, meowing, and all kind of shit, and kicking and whatever he can do. Shit, whatever he has the capability of doing. I just want him to do that and nonstop. Just like he did in the beauty shop and he was crying the way he was. I want him to do that and more. To where she can't get him to be quiet in front of everybody. And right in the middle of her talking about, something that she just will not walk away from. I mean, I just really want Judy to just really embarrass her ass. But at the same time, that's dangerous for Blue. I mean for Junior, because we already know what happens when he you know, embarrasses her. Yeah, I forgot. He gets his little ass handed to him, so scratch that. Scratch that. Okay, moving on. So, did I read this already? The child cannot see food on the plate or watch. Okay. And then proprioceptive input. Pressing teeth into hands gives a strong sense of where the body is in space. And that's something. Why food is rejected? Of course, Junior has a fear of choking. Swallowing problems make food feel unsafe or painful to manage. Texture aversion. Weak oral muscles make normal food textures hard to chew. Missing cues. The child does not see the food coming, so the mouth does not get ready to eat. Okay? And some of these things I have gone over in another one of my lives, but it's because it's mixed in with, extra other things that wasn't in the information that I found. So if you've seen my past lives, don't think that this is the same exact thing. It's just kind of a mixture of that and other things. Okay. Okay, so here's the toddler with severe complete oral dysphagia, unable to swallow liquids, solids, or puree food. Okay, I wanted to know how long that a baby or a toddler could survive without being able to swallow any of these things. Survives through enteral nutrition, bypassing the mouth entirely, liquid medical formula, water, and crushed medications are delivered directly into the stomach or small intestine via a surgically placed feeding tube. Now, the thing about this is we know that Junior does not have a feeding tube. So that made me even more curious because, okay, I'm like, I get what you're saying. It doesn't he doesn't have to eat to, get what he needs. But he would have to, of course, get it through a feeding tube, which he hasn't been doing that. So I wanted to know without that, how else does he survive? Now, of course, a gastrotomy tube, G tube, a low profile button, or a tube placed directly through the abdominal wall into the stomach. It provides complete daily caloric needs, hydration, and safe administration of medicines without any risk of choking or aspiration. Now, I was looking for NT. Hold on now. I was looking for any sign of a feeding tube on Junior when she finally showed him with no shirt on, with the poop stuff, right? And I didn't see it anywhere because, mind you, when she had showed him and he had the pajamas on in the room, when she first showed him and he had those pajamas on one of her lives, and she kept pulling his shirt down. And then you notice on this last live with the poop, alleged poop incident, the alleged poop I call peanut butter bullshit, you know, makeup, make believe, whatever. Anyways, that she showed. Um, she was trying to pull his shirt down too when she put his shirt on him. But I'm like, why is she trying to pull his shirt? Why is she worried about his shirt being pulled down? Because we've already seen him with no shirt on when you brought him in front of the camera the first time with the poop on him. So what does she be thinking about? Like she is like really all over the place, thrown off. But anyway, I was looking for any signs of a feeding tube anywhere, any how, somewhere, because it could, feeding tube could be through his belly button. It could be like just anywhere in the abdomen area, where his stomach is, intestines, and all. But I didn't see any inkling of anything anywhere. I didn't even see the black belly button no more. I wonder how that disappeared because his belly button was black when he was, talking to when Coach Calvin and China was talking to him right after the fight. So I don't know if that was some type of, maybe that was the what you call it that she uses, a filter or what, but that belly button was damn sure black. I noticed that belly button ain't black. So did she use it then, or did she use a heavy filter this last time that when she showed him, to where we didn't see nothing wrong with Junior nowhere in that area? Like, belly button looking perfectly normal and, intact. Like, could that been AI? Could that whole doggone part right there with him pooping, and could that have been the whole little AI piece, y'all? What do y'all think? Because I know damn well Junior had a black belly button. I got the pictures of it. And I blew it up. That belly button was black and it was big. I thought that might have been a feeding tube or something, or a hernia. And you mean to tell me all of a sudden, within what, a month or two, that disappeared and ain't nothing wrong with nothing, his belly button, or nothing nowhere in that area? He's just perfectly fine in that area. And we still don't know what's going on in that diaper where it's bulgy, in the pants area. And then think about how quickly when she went off camera, she was only gone maybe, I don't even think it was 5 minutes. I say somewhere between 3 to 5, but she wasn't even gone 5 minutes off the camera when she called herself washing him off when and giving us the play by play of soap and rinse you off and da 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 da. That's how motherfucker lying when they got to go through all of that. Like they trying to explain and shit. Like they trying to really convince. Like really, and then you come back. Okay, well, dum dum. Let's just say for for your sake that all of us just might be as stupid as you would like for all of us to be. If you really gave Junior a rinse off bath or whatever you call your ass doing, off the camera, of course. And we don't want to see Junior babe anyway. We just want to know that he's, been babe. We don't have to see it. That's for damn sure. Just want to know for sure he's been babe. And we know that, he couldn't have been because why would you put the same damn shorts on that he allegedly got crap all over the place he crapped in? Did y'all, I mean, were we not supposed to notice that? Junior had the same damn shorts. She put the same shorts on and then added the shirt to match on him too. I don't give a damn if shit got on the doggone shorts or not. I'm pretty sure something got somewhere if he crapped all over the place and he had running poop. I know damn well running poop come up if that running poop came out the diaper and went up his little one little straight area of his stomach. We've all had babies. I mean, when a baby is diarrhea, that shit runs through the diaper and it be all on the pants and everything. See, that's where the ignorance and the dumbness of hers gets exhausting for people that knows better. It's just freaking that's where that's where the energy vampire ass shit kicks in. Because you're so fucking stupid, and for you to think that everybody's believing this shit, that's what's fucking exhausting to the ones that really don't believe it. And we can't believe that you think that we would. That's what's fucking exhausting. In my opinion, I don't know about y'all, but in my opinion, it's freaking exhausting. Like, just stop already. But I'm not going to get on my soapbox when it comes to dum dum. I'm not going to do it. This is about Junior in educational purposes. Okay, so then we have a jejunostropy. The jejunostropy. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Damn it, a J tube. Uh, used in the stomach cannot tolerate constants safely. Routine nutrition directly into the small intestines. This could be a possibility. I mean, it says used if the stomach cannot tolerate constant. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about constant. Used if the stomach cannot tolerate contents safely. Routes nutrition directly into the small intestines. Now, I don't know how this is done. I didn't look that part up. I'm thinking if it's not done like the G tube, this has to be some type of surgical, type of thing. Because if oh shoot, it says if the stomach cannot tolerate content like food content safely, it routes nutrition directly into the small intestine. I don't know how that. I'm gonna have to look that up. Damn, I didn't even think to look that up to see how that even how that takes place. That might be some type of surgical dilly there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to note that. I'm gonna have to write that down. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't know how that one's done. I know how the G tube is done, but I don't know how this J tube one is done. Or a specialized formula, calorie dense, nutritionally complete liquid formulas tailored to get out the way tailored to the exact growth and developmental requirements of a 2 to 3 year old child. Now, nutritionally complete liquid formulas. Now, let's get into that. The formulas have to be thick. Junior cannot drink and definitely is not supposed to be drinking regular milk because regular milk is too damn thin. And I believe that's why she puts Nestle Quick and all kind of whatever she can put off in his milk or what have you, or that Ensure or Pediasure, I'm sorry, to make it thick, as thick as possible. Good shit. Pediasure is not cheap. That's for damn sure. So I think she does regular milk. And that's when she puts the Nestle Quick and all that other shit. I think she just be making up concoctions because Chrisean is low on money, and I know she can't wait for this fight to happen so she can get some more money. And I also know that Blueface is waiting patiently for her to get whatever payment that she's supposed to get, so she can give it to him. And he already set the stage by gaining, and he knows that her weak ass is gonna give in and give it to him. He don't care about what she's talking about online, about as far as she through, she done, da da da. We've all heard it all. We've heard it all before. He set the stage. He said, okay, this go around, I'm not missing out on this payday. Yeah, he made sure he set the stage so he be sure to get that money if she gets a good payday or get paid from this upcoming fight September 19th, especially being that she's supposed to be an alleged professional fighter. Yeah, I think Blueface already done set it up to make sure he gets his cut, if not all of it, because mind you, he's taking whatever he can get from all his 304s to keep him to take care of his debt. He felt like all their asses, they wasn't there for him, so he ain't giving a damn about them having no money. He don't give a damn about taking their money. He said when he was on the clank clank, he'll never forget what they did. And I'm not saying he's right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's right at all by what he's doing. I'm just saying I believe that's the reason behind it. I mean, shit. It couldn't be me, but I'm just speaking on what I feel like his motive, his MO is. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so we already know that speech language pathologists and all that therapy, we already know that could modify food and liquid, by changing the thickness or consistency using starch or gum-based thickeners to slow down the flow. This gives the throat muscles more time to coordinate swallowing safely and prevents food or liquid from slipping into the lungs. Now, if she's doing this, maybe this is why she feels as though Junior is getting therapy, because maybe this is what she's been doing, to coordinate his swallowing safely. I highly doubt it. I don't think she's bright enough to have come across this information, but who knows with her. If she's doing it, I'm pretty sure she's not doing it correctly. So either way it go, it's just null and void anyways, because she's doing it. She's not that bright. How texture modification works: slowing the flow. Thicker liquids move slower than thin liquids. This gives weak or slow throat muscles extra time to react and close the airway. Increasing control. Thick textures provide more sensory feedback in the mouth. This helps the brain better track where the food or liquid is before the swallow happens. See, all these things would be a good training mechanism for Junior with neurological issues, because he doesn't have the brain capacity to think normally on how to make his swallowing muscles and throats and all that function regularly. So this is specifically for a child, or anyone with his condition. That is what this is for. To tell you, to tell you the truth. Reducing aspiration. Thin liquids like water or juice slip past the vocal cords easily if I should have took this off. If a swallow is delayed. Thicker consistencies stay together better, stopping them from spilling into the lungs. Okay. So the thicker, the liquid is that he swallows, to get whatever nutritions and minerals and nutrients and whatever that he's getting up until this point, it has to be within that thick formula, and that's why he stays on the bottle, because he won't eat food, and because she won't get him help therapy to learn how to swallow food. So that's what that is. But just to give you insight on what it can take place or what can be done, being that she don't want to get him help, these are the type of things that she can be doing on her own to at least help him from home, and maybe that's what she called herself doing. I don't know. Now people with cerebral palsy, it's been said that Junior has, or may have cerebral palsy. I don't know. I'm not saying he does. I'm not saying he doesn't. I don't know. Or other disabilities may use a variety of assistive technologies in the kitchen. Here are a few tools that may be used for eating or food preparation. Now, I like this. Universal cups can hold various types of utensils. So this is something that can be put on Junior's hands to help him, maybe try and feed himself. And since he don't trust her ass, give him something like this and see what he does on his own. Let someone like Tesla, one of your sisters, show him how to do it so he can feed himself. Maybe he'll feel like he's doing something. He already tries to do things on his own. He calls himself crawling. He don't know that he's not crawling, but he likes getting on that floor, doing whatever he's doing to move around. You could tell that Junior, he's very independent. He likes to try and do things on his own. I mean, he even acted as though he wanted to take off walking when she had him standing up on his little club feet while she trying to do the damn ragged ass baby hairs. He literally acted as though he wanted to just take off walking, bless his heart, not knowing that he can't. All he gonna do is just hit the floor. But he was ready and trying. He don't give a damn. He was trying. So if that's something that's in his mindset, in his mental, in his neurological mental, that he feels as though he can do things on it, give him a shot. Get him what he needs and let him go for it. So what if he misses his mouth a few times? The more he practices, he's doing something. He may get to a point where he get it right. At least we'll know he's eating if he trusts his own self feeding his own ass. But never know if you don't try. And she ain't got the patience or the time. So therefore, we'll never know. Poor Julia, we'll never know. Bless his heart. Just never know. But yeah, y'all can take a screenshot of this and see what other, those are other tools, for people, toddlers and people, all the way up to adults, use these tools that to be able to feed themselves and drink, without choking and all that. All that. Now, like I said, I wanted to know what was the full lifespan, okay, with Junior and his situation. And it says a toddler on modified textures and thickened liquids can have a normal, full lifespan, provided the diet safely meets their nutritional and hydration needs. Thickened liquids are a temporary or long-term compensatory strategy or compensation strategy managed by specialists like those at the American Speech Language Hearing Association, rather than an expiration timeline. Okay, so rather than a timeline of death. Health and lifespan factors. Normal life expectancy. Eating modified textures does not limit how long a child can live, as long as aspiration, choking, and severe lung infections are successfully prevented. Okay. Nutritional adequacy. Growth and development depend on whether the modified diet supplies enough calories, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, of course. Hydration monitoring. Thickened fluids can reduce thirst sensation or willingness to drink, raising the risk of dehydration if intake is not actively managed. So, Junior drinking thick fluids, it still needs to be managed by a professional, not by a rockhead mama. Still by professionals. Okay. Management and next steps, regular evaluations. Okay. Swallowing safely requires ongoing monitoring by, of course, a speech language pathologist and pediatricians to adjust thickness levels or safely reintroduce thin liquids. Infection watch. Parents must watch closely for signs of respiratory trouble or silent aspiration, which can cause lung complications. Now, this is where I believe she wants shit to get, ratchet with Junior. I think this is this is where I think she's banking on some shit to go down. Okay. That's where I believe she's waiting for some shit to go down in that area. That's my biggest fear when it comes to Junior being in her care. That one right there by itself, in a nutshell. I really do. I really do. I think she's banking on that to take him out quicker than him starving to death, or yeah. I really do. Really do. Okay, so this again, this is just another tool. This is called adaptive drinking equipment, and what it is this little tool here. It's a rubbery tool that you can put on bottles. See, and cups because really Junior shouldn't be drinking the bottle anymore. So she can be using this on a regular sippy cup, such as this one. Okay, I know Junior he's not he hasn't graduated to sucking out of a straw, but he does know how to turn some he I've seen him turn the bottle up. So I know he would be able to turn the sippy cup up. But this right here would keep it on his hand so where he wouldn't drop it because notice that Junior does drop things. He can't even hold her cell phone when she gave it to him. And he can only hold his own bottle for so long before he drops that as well. He holds it for a quick little minute or so, and then he quickly drops it. We've seen that. So this right here is what she could have gotten him to where put it around his little hand, and even if he don't want to drink it, it would have still been attached to his his hand to where whenever he's ready to, he could put it up to his mouth. Just all these things that that they have, just all these tools and helpful avenues that she can utilize that she just don't care to look into and try. I mean, if she went so far as to buy the Fisher Price as treadmill and the fake as therapy, the equipment that she why not get something that he could really use? That this would have been cheaper than the Fisher Price. At least this would have came in handy as far as getting them off the damn bottle and letting them drink out of a sippy cup. But yeah. So but yeah, I'm not gonna go through reading all this. Again, y'all can feel free to blow this up, read it. I'll just read the highlight part. Adaptive drinking equipment allows even adults with severe neurological or developmental disabilities to safely consume liquids without using infant bottles by targeting specific mechanical challenges like poor grip, tremors, limited neck mobility, or swallowing disorders, such as Junior does. And it's good to know because, like I said, Junior he's getting older and he's older and older. We don't know how long Junior is going to be here. I feel as though Junior is going to live, a good long time. I don't even anticipate or think about him not growing into an adult. To be honest, I'm serious. I really don't. I don't care what she doesn't do for him or what. I believe he's going to grow into to be an adult with his condition, and that's her karma. That's what I believe. I believe that. And with that being the case, I just wanted to bring to y'all's attention on how it can be and what will take place when he gets older. Will she be able to carry his ass anymore? No, I should have looked into that, but I didn't want to make this video too long. I'll get to that next. And it take a lot to look up some of this stuff too, because I'll be wanting the right answers. I don't just want to, just type stuff in and just get these vague. I like some real, like, in-depth, informative information. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll get into that next too. But yeah. Um, Mechanical flow control for dysphagia, problems with swallowing. Individuals with neurological conditions frequently suffer from dysphagia, making them prone to choking or aspiration. liquid entering the lungs. You got regulated bolus cups. You got one-way valve straws. Um, shoot, now one-way valve straw, maybe that's what this is. To where Junior don't really have to do too much, but just put his mouth on there, and and the liquid just automatically comes up. Come up out the straw into his mouth. Who knows? I mean, I don't know how these things actually work, but they're available. They've been invented. They're available and they work for his type of condition from a toddler up into an adult. So hey, it must be hella good. Specialized cups like the Sippy cup feature one-way valves that keep fluid at the top of the straw. This eliminates the need for constant strong suction and prevents the user from swallowing air or coughing due to sudden fluid rush. See there it is right there. Okay, there it is right there. So there's things that can be used that she don't even take the time to look up and utilize. You know, and hopefully y'all can get this video out there to maybe her one or some of her rock tardians will take a look, because they knows it. They want to see anything that pertains to her. So hopefully they'll mention it, and she'll learn something from this shit. Hopefully one day before it's too late. Yeah, but this is a dual and built up handles. Adaptive mugs often feature two oversized handles, allowing individuals to distribute the weight across both hands or slide their entire hand inside the grip for maximum stability, which is what this is. That's what this is right here. This that you put over this, and for Julia to hold without dropping it, with his condition. You hear me? With his condition. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse why Junior, has to be suffering without any type of anything. There's no excuse. There's too much out there. Too much out there that can help if she don't want to take him to the doctor. And if this is gonna be Junior's gonna live to be this old, still drinking out of a sippy cup. And I'm not being funny. This is for real. This man apparently either he has maybe cerebral palsy, maybe he has some type of neurological condition of some sort, tremors or something, and yeah, they have sippy cups at his age. It may not be like this little or whatever, but it's more so look like the one I just showed you prior to with the grip thing on it that's used for adults all the way up to more seniors. So yeah, Junior's gonna live long enough to be this age and still using that, but he'll still be here. Don't y'all think that would be a beautiful thing? I do. I do. God willing, I do. I hope Junior lives to be this age and older. Okay? I hope Junior lives to be that old and older, just to be a pain in his mammy's ass all the rest of her life, until she just can't take it no more and check her own ass into a doggone mental facility. And so Junior can be taken care of by somebody that really cares. Okay? So that's all I have. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you feel the need that you didn't get enough out of it, let me know. Um, Check out my YouTube channel. I don't know where you could look at it. It's somewhere. Oh, my bio. Check out my YouTube bio. I got a new email address. Please email me. Let me know what you think. The other one I had, I couldn't remember the password, so I created a new one. Yeah. So do that for me, if you like. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. I'd be very interested in knowing what you think about it. And again, my members, I thank you so much for becoming a member. And I look forward to doing more things and putting more things out for you. Again, like the video and share and put the word out about it. And until next time, y'all already know. God bless. Bye.
I used to think the glow was makeup, something I had to earn. But it's water in the morning and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes. This is how I hold my shoulders when I stop living rushed. I don't chase it, I make space for it. I come back to myself. It's a woman's glow, not loud, but you can feel it.